And welcome back to our talk sessions with Anil Grover and me, Preeti Ayappan. So today's topic is something that we thought is very, very important information to share with all of you. As we know that cancer is the second leading cause of death in the world, and therefore we thought of choosing this topic as cancer awareness can also lead to people making healthier life choices. Now, when a person is detected with cancer, or when the medical reports come and the doctor calls to say that, look, you have cancer, the person immediately feels that here they've lost complete control of themselves. The world has come to an end, or what am I going to do? There's a lot of panic. There is a lot of panic in the family. Family gets very emotional, and the mind doesn't work. The mind stops working. And unfortunately, the situation goes completely out of control. So we thought that a little bit of awareness and a little bit of knowledge on this topic could be greatly useful for any individual to face any situation. Unfortunately, if they had to face any situation for themselves, for their family members, it'll be of great help, and because the knowledge is always valuable. Now we have Anil with us. Anil is a certified functional medicine practitioner from School for Applied Functional Medicine and Institute of Integrative Nutrition, with education for cancer care coaching, mainly diet and lifestyle related. Now, he has seen cancer very, very close. He's had very close encounter with one of the family members. And in this series, he will inform you and he will clarify all that you need to know about cancer, mainly what actually happens and why it happens, how it happens, when it really happens, how did it all start, and what to do, and what can you do to prevent. Because prevention is a huge blessing. If we come to know of prevention and someone guides us and someone gives us an advice and someone enlightens our knowledge about this disease, like that's something, it's a blessing, because like when you unfortunately when someone encounters, then that is when we know that this kind of information that he shared is really valuable. So in a very simple manner for all to comprehend and keep ourselves safe from it, he will make very clear, we will make the series, the information very clear. The information that we are going to be sharing in this talk session is purely for information's sake and not for treating or curing the disease. And you can always be in touch. Please keep in touch with, like your healthcare system, your doctors, and the medical professional out there in any situation, in case you face them. And this is in regard this talk session is purely in regard to lifestyle factors, interconnection with cancer.
Yes, thank you, Preeti, and thank you everyone for joining us. Yes, this series will be on cancer. It will be more about prevention, interconnected with lifestyle, nutrition, and the information all here is evidence-backed, researched. So as we go along, we will show you all those connections and everything. So let us start. Let me show you some very important information. So yes, so this is the basics of cancer. Until we don't know what cancer is from a layman's perspective, so how do I know what I have to prevent myself from? Unfortunately, if I am facing it, what is happening inside my body? So I have to know my body and my enemy, so that I can handle it, or I wish my enemy can never come close to me. So the basics will be discussed here in connection with lifestyle, nutrition. This is not for treatment. For treatment, you have to go to your doctor or your hospital. So some very valuable information. Last year, 2020, this information is from the World Health Organization. 20 million people worldwide were diagnosed with cancer. 20 million. It's not coming down. It's still there. The focus went somewhere else. But year after year, no matter how advanced technology, medical has become, but these numbers are not coming down. And we see it broken up here, Asia and Europe. And number of deaths, 10 million people recorded, WHO database, died last year from cancer. A very sad number, 10 million. 50 million are still living with cancer, recorded in 2020. And here we see the slides, the type of cancer, breast, almost coming right up, lung, colorectal. Again, the numbers are same, 20 million new cases detected last year. Deaths, same number, but showing that, lung cancer, colorectal, liver, the people, unfortunately, who lost their lives, and the number of people, 50 million still living with, and breast cancer we see here is right on the top. So it's so important that we want to know, why does it happen? Everything is centered around, once we are diagnosed, then we have no time. We just, we're just trapped in the process, in the process of saving ourselves. But why? If I knew the why, I could take some steps. It becomes so important. We don't want anyone close to us or me never to be, informed that this is the case with you. So the first thing, what happens is that we have to understand that this is how DNA, we all have heard genes, DNA, everyone hears about it, genes. So what is a gene, a DNA? It is the blueprint of life. It is like a book where all the instructions are mentioned. How my cells, how my body is to respond in any given situation. That is written in the blueprint. And the genes, the DNA, are in all our cells, in trillions of our cells. Our cells are the cells which have become old, they are destroying themselves, they destroy themselves, or the immune system takes them out of the system, and new cells are being made every millisecond. This very second again, while we are talking, maybe lakhs of cells have been made. So whenever a cell is made, it has to be a copy of the cell which was destroyed, and the copy can be accurate only when the DNA, the book, the instruction is also identical and accurate. So when millions of these cells in the DNA is being copied, errors do happen. And when errors are happening, our body is very sophisticated. The genes, the DNA, and cells with the errors will destroy themselves. Or our immune system will pick it up and destroy it. So the system is there, but yet when the DNA gets mutated, means when the DNA, the book where all the instructions are written, gets damaged DNA in the cells results in cancer cells. So
that's pretty good information, Anil. So when the DNA is damaged, that means that the cell is affected and it's damaged.
Yes, and a damaged gene, DNA, is a cancerous cell. Right.
Right.
It would be wonderful if we could know that what damages the DNA of a cell. And if there are ways to prevent it, we could prevent this unfortunate incident. So what can damage the DNA of a cell? Let's go again to this important information. Is very important. So things which damage the DNA, they are called carcinogens. Are substances which can damage the DNA of the cells. So it would be nice if we could know what are all these things. Yes, the WHO, or I believe every country's medical government would be having a list, but what are these carcinogens which damage our DNA? Is there some information, some database? Yes, there is for everyone, for the public. You have to just go to WHO, to the International Research Agency for Cancer, and there you type in carcinogens and you will get a database, a list of the groups which are confirmed carcinogens, which are probable, maybe, and everything is listed there. So now our talk where we want to help you is many substances in our diet, day-to-day, what we eat, our foods are carcinogens. They can damage the DNA. Pollution. We know about pollution. It's increasing everywhere. Outside, inside. Inside pollution, unfortunately, sitting with the wireless, mouse and everything that is electromagnetic pollution. But we have to be strong enough to counter them. That's another topic we will be discussing here. Many viruses and bacteria also will damage our DNA if they are in a system and we are not taking care of them. Chronic illness is same, like people suffering with gastric issues for a long time, not looking into it. So we have to understand it does not mean one mutation and the gene and the cells turn cancerous. No, our body is very sophisticated. Many mutations carrying on and on for many years, and then certain very important genes, when they get activated at the same time, that results in cancer. It's not happening overnight. It can take decades, but it starts with these things. Immunity, if my immunity is primed, my body, if my detoxification is primed, my body can handle the carcinogens because they're everywhere. But yet we have to see that we prevent them from entering our system. We have to be aware what I'm putting in my mouth or my skin. My skin is a big mouth. Also, it can take things straight into the bloodstream. You'll be surprised what is mentioned in these lists. This will be our next talk, because it's very important. We have to understand, because we have control over here. We have control over what we eat. I'll just give you an example. Aflatoxin is a confirmed carcinogen. So these talks are not to put fear, but to make us aware. Aflatoxin is the byproduct of a fungal infection in peanuts, in corn, So we have to be aware of the quality of what we are eating, or if someone is going through cancer treatments, she should never be touching a peanut or a corn, because you have to be careful. They are confirmed carcinogens, the aflatoxin in it. Viruses, bacteria we have in our stomach. Everyone listening to this, in the stomach will have a bacteria which is part of a system, H. pylori. But if we don't take care of it, if it overgrows due to our lifestyle and it carries on being there and disturbing, so it is connected to stomach cancer. So these are day-to-day things where the awareness can be there, and we can take care of ourselves, our loved ones, and wish that this thing would never ever be connected with us. So next session will be on foods, exact substances. In detail, we will talk which are confirmed carcinogens as per the list of WHO IARC, and which we can remove from our kitchen. That's the first step we can do. So, Preeti, I hope anything else you would like to clarify?
No, that's a great information, Anil, because carcinogens in food, and like you explained that what we use on the skin, what we put in our mouth, and if we come to know that these are carcinogens and they can give someone cancer, then it's wonderful information that we all should be aware of it. And if you're going to be sharing it in the upcoming sessions, I think like this is very, very good information that everyone should have and immediately act upon.
Good. So we will then keep it for the next session.
Yes,
So
we
we
should.
can end here. There's lots and lots, but please be aware, just a simple mutation doesn't cause cancer. Our body is very well equipped to handle all that. If it happens over decades, means when I'm not changing my lifestyle, cigarette smoke, alcohol, sleep, wrong foods, poor detoxification, no exercise, obesity, diabetes, everything combined, and quite a few of the genes have to be mutated together to present this situation. Yes?